YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and I am here on behalf of my sponsor, MSI. They want me to show you all some of their Z390 motherboards, so I'm going to talk through a few of them, tell you why you might be interested in them, what chips they're used for, and what kind of performance you might expect in-game with a build like that. So we'll kick things off, and I figured you all would like a little background here. You know, we got Guan Yu, the Warhammer 2 Serpent God Edition, and then of course MSI's beautiful flagship here. We've got the Meg Z390 Godlike. That's right, I've got the best one here. If you want the best, this thing is it, by a long shot. Anyway, let me jump in. I'm going to grab some footage, because I've done videos on these boards before, but I'm going to grab some footage, show you what we're looking at, show you the cost, and then again, I'll flip over and show you some in-game performance. Alright, so let's talk about a few of MSI's Z390 motherboards that I want you all to be aware of. I'm going to focus on 3 tonight. There's a lot more than that, and there's a lot of good ones, but these 3, I've picked them for a certain reason, and I'll show you why. The first one I want to talk you through is the MPG Z390 Gaming Plus. This is a great entry-level motherboard that's going to pack all of the gaming features that you need. So the Z390 Gaming Plus is there for someone who's looking to come in and do a nice, high-performing build that also has a budget. Like I said, it's going to come with all the features. I got that listed here. There's going to be a link to this motherboard, so you can go and check it out, a link to all this stuff. I even put together a build, and you can access this link as well to just kind of give you an idea of some parts that would go good with this motherboard and make a build that kind of makes sense around its capabilities. So for this one, I have the Core i5 9600K. This is going to be a 6-core, excellent gaming processor. You can probably get this thing overclocked up close to 5 gigahertz. This is an air-cooled build. You can see that Gaming Plus motherboard here, 16 gigs of RAM, roughly 500 gig solid-state drive, a 1660 Ti for the graphics card, all in a nice mid-tower ATX case with a solid power supply that's 80 plus bronze certified. You can have all that for around $850, which was roughly in the same neighborhood of that B450 AMD build we did not too long ago. There are advantages and disadvantages to that B450 AMD and this one. I'm not here to discuss all those right now. I can make more videos to go through it, but if you're looking to go the Intel route and you'd like to do it on a somewhat sensible budget, this is how you would do that right now. I would caution you all, with the release of Ryzen 3000 series processors, it is very possible that these Intel processors are going to see a pretty significant price cut coming up. So you may want to keep an eye on that, because this could become an interesting build for even cheaper. And it would be a very solid gaming build. You'd probably be playing everything on high settings with something like this, and a reasonable cost there. Now, what if you want to spend a little bit more? Get yourself into a real, top-of-the-line type gaming rig. I mean, when I say top-of-the-line, obviously you can always spend more money, but when I say that, I mean you're going to be playing games in the highest settings, maybe even delving into a little bit of 1440p. Then I would recommend this MSI MPG Z390 Gaming Edge AC. It's a lot of name, but it's also a lot of motherboard. One of the cool things about this one you might notice right off the bat over here, it's got built-in Wi-Fi. So this one's really nice if you don't want your computer to be hardwired, the Wi-Fi built in. And then one thing I love about this board is if you're going to spend a little bit of money and make a really good-looking build, this board, and I have some footage of this board that I'll splice in later on, kind of talk about the build. This board was amazing. It looks so good, like this faceted design. And the way it reflects and everything, it's not real high profile. You can turn off the RGB if you want. This thing just makes a fantastic neutral background to build on. It's a very high quality board with lots of high-end features, and does it without completely breaking the bank. This is going to be your middle ground option here in terms of what to go to. And of course, all of these Z390 boards that you see from MSI are all capable of overclocking these Intel chips, and you'll notice that I've picked an overclockable Intel chip and all these builds. Anyway, this one's definitely a very solid contender. Again, favorite features on this one, the design was absolutely beautiful, nice neutral, fits any theme, and then the built-in Wi-Fi was a very nice touch on this one. Here's a build that would go well with that board. Now obviously you can do a lot of different builds. This one is more of a mid-range Intel build, And you can see the price down there at the bottom, obviously coming in quite a bit higher than the last one we did. It's because I've paired it with an i7 9700K, so you're going to get 2 more processor cores, and this thing will, out of the box, be boosting up to 5 gigahertz, or roughly there at, I think it's 4.9. I did put liquid cooling in this one because, you know, you probably want to do that in order to maximize that chip. And then, of course, there's our Gaming Edge AC motherboard. Again, 16 gigs of RAM. Didn't have to do anything fancy here. The same solid-state drive, but I've upgraded to an RTX 2060. This RTX 2060 does put out a little bit more performance than the 1660 Ti, and does also offer some of those tensor cores for potential ray tracing stuff in the future. And again, the same case. So this gives you even more performance for a little bit more money, a little bit more future-proof in the processor there with the 8 cores, and a little bit stronger graphics card, and a very, very nice motherboard that would be capable of holding all the way up to the 9900K. So if you ever decided to upgrade further, that could be a possibility where you have the 8-core 16-thread 9900K that you could throw in there as well. So nice build for that motherboard in my opinion. Again, links to all this will be in the description. Lastly, we've got the, and certainly not least, you all saw that godlike motherboard sitting on my table. Well, this is the, not so, it's the little brother, but I wouldn't say little is the right word for it. So if you don't want to go all out into the godlike, which was a limited edition run, this MSI Z390 Ace has, again, a lot of those same features and design elements, but is top of the line, obviously all the way top of the line. Again, only outdone by that godlike that I had. But you can see that it also comes with a built-in Wi-Fi. It's got that antenna. It's got the infinity mirror effect with the RGB, which is absolutely stunning. The M.2 heat shield looks beautiful. And then the heat sinks on this motherboard, again, just absolutely amazing. Tons of SATA connectors, steel armor on all the slots, excellent power delivery and cooling so that you can definitely get everything overclocked. It's got a built-in I/O plate here on the back. So very, very nice motherboard. It can support all kinds of top-end gaming stuff. Definitely the right kind of motherboard if you're wanting to go to the top-end Intel build, like that I run for my own. And I'll splice in some footage of mine and talk through it here in a minute. I run a high-end Intel build to power the games on my channel. I chose Intel because, at least as of this moment, while filming this, they're expensive, but they still are #1 in terms of gaming performance, and so that's why I use it. I know there's going to be some people who like to argue that, and I said #1 in gaming performance. I didn't necessarily say #1 cheapest for gaming performance. They are just #1 right now. Could change very soon. We'll see. But it's definitely going to be a solid gaming build regardless of what AMD releases at us. And then as far as a build to put into that MSI Z390 Ace, okay, this one's not for the faint of heart. This is for those who are looking to blow a hole straight through their wallet, okay? And there's some of you out there. I'm one of them. I'm one of those people who spends a lot of money on my computer. Thank goodness I got MSI here to help feed the addiction. But yes, this would be a good build for the MSI Z390 Ace. If you're wanting to build a boss computer for a boss motherboard, then this is how you do it. You're going to have the 9900K. This is 8 core, 16 thread, runs up to 5 gigahertz. You'll notice I put a 360 mil radiator there because you're going to need it with that Intel when it's hot. However, the Z390 Ace will keep you cool, of course, with all the nice cooling on that board. And then this thing will even overclock that 9900K too, as long as your water cooler can handle it. Of course, you got to get the RGB going. You don't get the Z390 Ace with that wonderful infinity mirror display and not throw some RGB. So I got you some RGB Pro RAM. Again, terabyte solid state drive, and then I threw in the RTX 2080 gaming trio because we want to game like a boss. We may want to play some 1440p. We want to pay ultra high refresh rate at 1080p, and Intel is extremely good at that. Ultra high refresh rate at 1080p. So if you're wanting to run 120 FPS on games, this is the way you're going to go down that. And I threw in a nice big mid-tower case there to help with the cooling and airflow. And then, of course, a very solid power supply in terms of being Gold Plus certified. That is going to run you at least about 2K right now. Again, keep an eye on these processors. Some of this may take a price cut with the impending release of the Ryzen 3000 series. But there you go. So 3 motherboards, just quick review. The MPG Z390 Gaming Plus, the MPG Z390 Gaming Edge AC, and the MEG Z390 Ace. And again, the links to all three of these and the links to those parts list will be in the description. Feel free to go access it. If you have any questions on it, let me know. Alright, this part's just all about throwing in that gratuitous eye candy. I want you all to see how awesome these Intel builds look on MSI's Z390 series. This was one I put together a while back, just again giving you an idea what this could look like. This was actually a mid-range build right here, so this was not necessarily even top dollar. So this is something that you could do at a relatively sensible price, and just look how absolutely stunning it looks. The link to this video can be in the description too. This is where I originally looked at the Gaming Edge AC. So it was an awesome motherboard, made an absolutely awesome build. I was very proud of this one, and it gamed like a champ as well. Alright, here's a little more footage that I did in the previous video. I was able to show you all the MEG Z390 Ace. So this is another one. Again, I can link to this video too. This is if you're wanting to go into the high end. I mean, just look at this beautiful piece of motherboard. It is absolutely stunning. At this point, I was doing an unboxing, and just blown away by how beautiful the board is, all the features, the power. I mean, everything was just absolutely top-notch. Absolutely top-notch. And to kind of demonstrate what this thing would look like in a build, I'm actually going to show you my current build. This is the build that I record all of my game videos on. It is on the Z390 Godlike, but again, it's going to be very similar to that that MEG Z390 Ace. Well, Air, why didn't you build one on that? Because I gave it away to one of you all. So I'll show you the one I made here, and then someone else, because they watch these videos, because they're paying attention, they won that awesome motherboard, and they got to build something like this. So yeah, this is my gaming beast, where all of your YouTube videos come from, courtesy of MSI. Oh man, I love building computers. If you haven't done it, folks, you really need to get into it. You don't know what you're missing. Alright, so now the important part. This is where the rubber hits the road. What is the performance on these Intel builds? Well, it's good. It's very good, as long as you're willing to shell out the money. I'm going to be demonstrating here what one of these top-end Intel builds can do. So what you're going to be seeing on screen right now is a benchmark run in Total War 3 Kingdoms on basically all the highest settings, except for that I took it even one step higher and put the unit size on extreme. So I'm going to run a 1080p benchmark on a 9900K 1080 Ti graphics card, give you an idea of the type of performance that these can churn out, and it's pretty incredible. So we're going to load this up. So yeah, just wanted to give you a demonstration of this. I will let you all watch it and see for yourselves. As you all can see, the performance is impressive. Very impressive. I don't think we've gone below 77 frames. Well, never mind, I made a liar out of me right there. As soon as we get in front of the fire and smoke. So, the lowest frame rate we had, I think hit roughly right around here. This is where it was doing like a weird cutoff thing. And you guys know what kind of a frame sucker Total War can be. So if you're running Total War at these frame rates, you better believe every other title you have is getting absolutely blown out. So our lowest frame rate was there at the very end in front of that fire. We were like 72 frames. And then you look, of course, the average. But again, let's look at these low ones so you get an idea. Even at the worst performance points, we're well above 60 frames, which means you're going to be playing a silky smooth. And this is in huge battle, extreme unit sizes in Total War. And Total War is a very demanding game. So hopefully that gives you an idea how these things perform. Again, if you all have any questions, let me know. Hit the comments. Happy to answer them for you. I'd like to appreciate my sponsor, MSI. They're absolutely awesome. They help fuel my addiction for PC gaming and PC building. I love building PCs. I can't recommend it to you all enough. They do sponsor my channel, but I can sit here and honestly tell you I love building computers. You should really try it. And, you know, again, hit me up in the comments, join the Discord, come over in the Discord, talk to me there if you want to. Happy to help you if you want to get into this and talk about how to build a PC for you in gaming. That's why I do the sponsorship with MSI, because this is something that's a passion for me, and I'm absolutely thrilled that they continue to support me in it. So thank you, and I hope to see you all soon. Let me know, and make sure and hit those links in the description if you want more info. HeirofCarthage, signing out.